To broadcast high school athletics
online
from Portland's West Side.
We are West Side Mobile Media,
Banks, Oregon.
Thanks for joining us online for this broadcast of Banks Braves High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media. Banks Braves Athletic broadcasts are brought to you by Jason Laundry Remodeling, Jim's Market, Sarah Hesselman, Premier Property Group, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, La Hayes, Custom Embroidery, Banks Post Newspaper, Wana Credit Union, Main Street Pizza, Scoggins Creek Coffee, Specialty Screen Printing, GorgeNet ISP, Econo Fab Pole Buildings, Enlightenment of You Party Events, and Oregon Army National Guard. Now, here's the voice of Westside Mobile Media, Trevor Beard, alongside color analyst Jonathan Lee.
Will bid farewell to the Banks High School gym and look to end with a perfect season at home. Coming in, the Lady Braves are a 9-for-9 in games played inside the Banks gym. A win tonight over Warrenton will give the Braves their 22nd win overall and a perfect 10-0 mark here on the home floor. Good evening and happy Thankful Thursday, everyone. I am Jonathan Lee, thankful to be here for another edition of Lady Braves basketball. Joined to my right, as always, my broadcast partner, Trevor Beard. Trevor, it is the last regular season game here, but as we found out this week, it's potentially not the last game for these seniors here. Officially, it is senior night. We're going to say goodbye to 5 very awesome seniors who have had an outstanding career here at Banks High School, but they could be playing 2 more games. Talk about that.
Yeah, a league playoff this season for boys and girls basketball. 5 seed, which currently is Rainier with a 1-game lead over Yamhill Carlton. Likely, based on the schedule for tonight, will finish as the 5 seed. 5 plays at 2, which in girls basketball is Banks, and then 4 will play at 3 also on Monday night. Right now that matchup is Neoconi at Riverdale. Those 2 winners will play at the lower seed, likely number 2 Banks versus number 3 Riverdale on Wednesday, with the winner of Wednesday's matchup taking on Corbett at a site to be determined. Nothing official yet. Narrowed right now down to 2 schools, either Rainier or Oregon Episcopal, according to Banks Athletic Director Ben Buchanan. Seems like a slight edge right now to Oregon Episcopal for the league title game, final site for boys and girls championship for the Coastal Range League.
Well, assuming the Banks Lady Braves do get that win here tonight over the Warrenton Warriors, who come in from the coast, just outside of Seaside, just out there in the easternmost part of the Coast Range out there of the Coastal Range League. Then Banks will get that 10th straight win here on the home court, and of course they will actually finish in terms of the record. They'll finish tied with Corbett in the standings, but the way the tiebreaker situation works with the Coastal Range League, we're just saying how it is. Don't shoot the messengers. We're just the messengers, but we don't necessarily agree with it. But it goes by points differential, and on points differential, Corbett is the technical regular season champion. But if Banks again gets 2 games here, they'll have 2 other playoff games. Then next Friday, a week from this Friday, they will be playing Corbett in a basically title game, if you will, for the Coastal Range League. And with both teams winning on each other's court, naturally that game will be on that 3rd game. That rubber match game would be on a neutral court, as you heard Trevor talk about. And so that would settle the score and determine who gets the number 1 seed from the Coastal Range League going into the playoffs. The league schedule tonight, of course, the Corbett Cardinals, they're done with regular season play. They are off tonight. Every rotation from this league because we have an odd number of teams. There's only 7 teams in the league. One team every night will either sit out and have the bye, or they will have a non-league game, as the case was with Warrenton on Tuesday night. They had a game, and they won that game 39-37 over Taft of Lincoln City. So they basically stayed on the coast, and they won a very close game against Taft, who's not really that good, Trevor, in what used to be the old Valco League.
Yeah, Taft right now part of the Pac West League now, actually, with Jefferson, Amity, Dayton. We know they're going to move up next year back to 3A for up to 3A for football. They were 2A for football this year. Taft at one point midway through the season was in third place in the Pac West Conference, but right now that looks like it's going to be Jefferson. But the YC game, I know you weren't there. Banks a 66-37 win at Yamhill Carleton on Tuesday night, and a big night for Alex Saunders and Madison Bigsby defensively. Banks and Madison, the only players in double figures, but nearly every Brave scored in that win over YC.
14 points for Alex Saunders on Tuesday night at the Tiger Dome. 12 points for Madison Bigsby. The big story there was Alex Saunders. 12 of those 14 points were in the first half. Didn't really play much in the second half. The starters really didn't play much in the second half, as Coach Nick Rizzo, very, very good sport. He doesn't like to run up the score. You know, they got up a big, sizable lead. It's like, all right, it's time to, rest the starters, get some youngsters some time to get in the game. And we saw Jay Janicek, and I don't know, you mentioned on the broadcast, and I noticed it too on the watching on the video stream. Nick Rizzo, he didn't really look overly frustrated, but you could tell by his facial expression he was not really too pleased with that. So I'm sure there might have been a little conversation in the meeting room, not locker room, but meeting room after the game. Probably just a little teachable moment that's like, you don't want to go ahead, you just want to eat that ball and not shoot it.
One of the things, I'm not sure if you're aware of watching it online, there was one of the things I didn't mention to you before the pregame, there was a big issue last night with length of game on Tuesday night all the way around. A lot of fouls called I got there at halftime. The girls' JV game got over 5 minutes after the varsity game was supposed to start. Normally, boys and girls varsity combined lasts about an hour and a half average. Normally, we're out of here by 9 o'clock. I did not get left from Yamhill Carleton High School till close to 9:30, and a reason Nick Rizzo looked frustrated in that game was the officiating. A lot of fouls called, a lot of them unnecessary, especially in a 29-point blowout win. Alex Saunders, the reason she didn't play much in the second half, she had 3 fouls in the first half and picked up her 4th early in the third quarter. Yeah. She wasn't really needed in the second half, but in a game against a team like Corbett or come state playoffs, that's going to be an issue for Banks. It hasn't really been an issue this much, very much, until that game was fouls. And in the boys' side, Ian Bodine actually fouled out late in the third quarter.
Yes, I was live scoring that game for MaxPreps.com, and so yeah, I got every detail of that game on Tuesday night. Well aware of how the game was played and who had what. I was also keeping fouls. I actually, in the second half, decided I'm not going to do fouls anymore because, if you at home were watching that feed, you could notice that Yamhill Carleton, they don't put the clock on their scoreboard. They just have the scores and the fouls. And there were so many fouls called in that game, it's like, forget it. It's like about it was really every possession they were coming down making a foul, it seemed like, and sometimes even calling 2 fouls. There's such thing as there's games where they don't call enough fouls, and then there's games where you call too many fouls. And in that game, there was a lot of fouls called. I think both teams were I know both teams were in the double bonus early in the fourth quarter of that second half. But the varsity girls game did actually end up going less than 90 minutes. It was an hour and 21 minutes officially of game for the girls' game, but the JV game did go over. It was supposed to start at 6. Ended up the tip-off, as looking back over the game log on Max Preps, the tip-off was at 6:21, and then the game got over at 7:44, which was 14 minutes over what time the varsity boys game was supposed to start at 7:30. We hope for a quicker game here tonight, and that the varsity boys game will start on time. Paula has wanted to make that trip, but working in radio in downtown Portland just was not able to get, to leave early enough. There's a reason why the team bus leaves at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I was not able to do that. So, but thankful to be back here in Banks. It's easy to do that, much easier to make more accommodations that way. Well, the rest of the schedule for the Coastal Range League tonight, of course, you've got number 9 Riverdale. They are hosting Yamhill Carlton in Southwest Portland at the Mavs Den there at Riverdale High School. Very nice facility. It's very small in terms of seating, but very big baselines. The baselines at Riverdale much bigger than what Banks has here in their gym, but Banks has a lot more seating than Riverdale does. Then, of course, the other game is Neocani is hosting Rainier. Rainier is right now. Rainier is separated with the Yamhill Carlton by a half a game in the standings. Not sure how that transpired. They were supposed to be even, but it's 3-8. No, I think it's a game. I think they're 3-8, and Yamhill Carlton is 2-9. Yamhill Carlton playing against Riverdale, who is basically third in the league and likely going to get that third representative, that third automatic bid to the state playoffs. Will likely win that game, so Yamhill Carlton will probably lose, but weirder things have happened in there, but it looks like it's all signs leading to Riverdale, and that means to Rainier winning, although Neocani is also the 4th team in the league right now. And they, at one point, Trevor, as you were going over the numbers, looked like they were going to get that at-large berth. That was right before Neocani played Banks. So good team there. So it looks like it could stay the way it is now. If it stays the way it is now in the standings, Banks would play Rainier on Monday night. And we know that would be right here at Banks High School, likely.
The only real situation where we don't see any other team besides Banks and Corbett go to the state tournament. Banks and Corbett are going to go to the state tournament regardless. Riverdale and Neocani and Rainier. If Rainier beats Banks on Monday night, which is like maybe a 5% chance, Rainier's going to go to the go to the game for third place. If the game for second place. If they lose that game, they would be the third team out of the Coastal Range League, and likely the last team ranking-wise would be the 20th seed in the 20-team tournament. But right now, in all honesty, if you were looking at odds for league playoffs next year, it would be Banks, or for next week, not next year, it would be Corbett, Banks, and Riverdale, with Neocani getting the at-large. And right now, on a neutral site, it's kind of a toss-up on as far as whether Banks or Corbett would win that game. It's going to depend on whether or not Banks can contain Corbett's shooters, I think.
Well, in that first game, when it was right back here, that was actually against Neocani, that first game after Banks had suffered their first loss by 16 points at Corbett. I knew that some things were going to change because I saw a social media post, I believe it by Nick Rizzo or one of his staffers there on there, and it seemed like the message was that's not going to happen again, and they moved some things, and it seemed like, Trevor, that after that game, Banks had kind of stepped it up a little bit. They've really been kind of on a mission. I don't see Banks losing again and going. It's very possible Banks goes to Coos Bay, North Bend into the state tournament without a loss the rest of the way. I mean, they are very focused, and it seems like I think the message really that probably was sent down that we've seen a lot early on is Banks was, particularly with the boys, we saw this a lot, but the girls even sometimes were playing down to their competition a little bit. And it seems like they've said, hey, don't do that. Don't play down the competition. Play your game. Do it yourself because you're a good team. And this team has a lot of great athletes out there. And And it just seems like to me like they've kind of stepped it up since that Corbett game. It's kind of a wake-up call.
Well, they're still at least, including the game Tuesday night, they're starting out kind of slow, still letting opponents hang around early. That game at YC was just 12-8 midway through the first quarter before Banks went on an 18-0 run and 22-5 or 22-6 to close out the first half. And it seems like they've continued to start slow against weaker opponents, and then as they kind of start to settle into their press and develop some transition off their defense, they're starting to create some space between them and their opponents, and usually by halftime, games are over.
All right, well, we're going to take a little our first break here, and then when we come back, we are going to look at the rosters of this team, talk about the starting lineups and who I think will probably start. I think it's pretty easy. There's 5 seniors for the Banks girls team. Typically on that senior night, you will see sometimes you'll see them in the starting lineup to start. Sometimes you'll see them on the court sometime in the second half. But we'll talk about that and the lineups on the other side. Our presenting sponsor all this year and, of course, tonight is Jason Bonner Modeling. I want to thank him for just the great job he does in the community, but also for coming on board with us to present tonight's game. And so we're going to be back, talk more about this game. It's the Warrenton Warriors and the Banks Lady Braves, number 1 in the state of Oregon, coming in at 21-1 and 11-1 here in the, or 10-1 in the Coastal Range League. And we'll talk about this and set the lineups for you when we come back after this from our tonight's presenting sponsor, Jason Bond Remodeling.
Want to give your kitchen or bath a fresh new...
Sorry, that was a long wrap
okay.
to the... I just want to make sure, I wanted to give a little shout out to Jason.
He's a baseball alum for Banks. He's a huge baseball fan.
If he watches, I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
I think he does sometimes. He's a huge Dodger fan.
Are the mics off?
Oh.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
And we're back taking a look at the...
Welcome back on the Jim's Market pregame show here at Banks High School. It's the number 1 Banks Lady Braves taking on the Warrenton Warriors, who come in with a record of 7-17 on the season, 1-10 in the Coastal Range League. Banks pretty much opposite of that. They are 21-1 on the season and 10-1 in the Coastal Range League play. They beat Corbett here on this floor 43-41, lost 49-33 at the small firehouse gym, I like to say, at Corbett High School. It is a very small gym, Trevor. I don't know if you've ever seen it or been there, but it is. It looks like I covered LaSalle Prep a little bit in Milwaukee for a time back in 2009, and that gym is called the Brick Oven because it's all brick and it gets very warm in there, and they call it the Brick Oven. Corbett looks like a small-scale brick oven. It looks like the small, maybe it's the microwave oven, but anyways, I digress. We talk about the Banks rosters, 5 seniors tonight, and they include Tyler Rose, who's at number 1. I think the 5 seniors may start tonight. We'll see how Nick Rizzo draws things up when the starters are introduced, and I'm expecting a longer pregame show tonight with the senior festivities, as typically are. But number 2, Jade Janisek, who is a freshman. Another senior on this team, Alex Saunders. We talked about her. She's just had a great career here at Banks High School. Last 2 years has really came on, asserted herself. Madison Bigsby is another senior. Madison Walker, and of course, it was good to see her back starting in the lineup on Tuesday night. She'll likely start again. I like to call her the distributor. Haley Evans, she makes things happen. And then, of course, the rest of the Braves, Jay Janisek, Malis Crowell, Jordan Maller, who is a sophomore, Jocelyn Janisek, a junior, Emily Graham, a freshman, Brooklyn Robinson, McKenna King, and Coach Nick Rizzo. Trevor with Warrenton.
Roster tonight for the Warrenton Warriors, number 2, Gracie Duncan, 5'11", junior forward. A couple of players with some height for Warrenton. Number 3, Jamie Anott, a 5'8", junior guard. Number 4, Caitlin Gildner, a 5'4" sophomore guard. Number 5, Natalie Pike, a 5'3" freshman guard. Number 10, Melanie Zamora, a 5'4" senior guard. Number 11, Angelina Wakefield, a 5'3" junior guard. Number 12, London O'Brien, a 5'7" sophomore guard. Number, I believe she's the daughter of Ian O'Brien, one of the assistants on the Warrenton staff, also head football coach. Number 14, Riley Simonson, 5'5" senior guard. Number 15, Emma Smith, 5'11" junior forward, and likely sister, number 24, Lucy Smith, a 5'11" freshman forward. Senior night for Banks, whiteout night with a couple of seniors. I think all the female seniors being represented by kind of giant picture cutouts, kind of fathead style. Now back to Jonathan.
And we're going to send it right down to our public address announcer tonight, the one and only Wyman Smith.
Picking up his audio really good.
Once again, a very nice job by a freshman basketball player, Jade. Can't remember her last name.
Bantham.
Jade
Bantham,
that's right, Jade Bantham. Just played in the JV game. She's a freshman and very good basketball player, very good singer as well. Well, the starting lineups, as I've as I thought, a pretty good call. It's the 5 seniors, although we have seen Tyler Rose in the starting lineup before as well, and she's usually one of the first off the bench. But good to see Tyler starting. It's Tyler Rose and Alex Saunders, Madison Bigsby, Madison Walker, and Haley Evans, the enforcer. Braves in their home whites with the Vegas gold numerals and blue trim. The tip is won by Madison Walker and tips it right to the distributor, Haley Evans. And Banks is going right to left. As we view things together there on the screen, Warrenton in the road purple uniforms and white trim. Inside it goes to Madison Bigsby, one of the seniors right there, and one of the big leaders. She had 12 points the other night, and here comes the full court press. Just like that. We'll see how Warrenton does it. Nope, they failed. They turned the ball over right away off the press, and so 24 seconds into it, actually it looks like the officials are going to say it was tipped out of bounds by one of the Lady Braves. So a break for Warrenton. And they still try to get it across. Dew just barely before the 10-second count. Goes inside, ball almost stolen away for a second. Now it goes into Annette. She gets it inside to Emma Smith. Turns it up, no good. Rebound, Madison Walker knocked to the floor and a foul called. That's a good foul, as Madison was knocked to the floor on the rebound. Madison Walker at 5'11". If she goes to the floor, she obviously got knocked to the floor, and she did. As Gracie Duncan gets the foul. Here comes the enforcer back the other way. Get it up to Bigsby in the corner. Madison gets to the wing. Now going to go cross court. Whip it over to Evans. Inside to Madison Walker. Cutting to the basket. No good. Gets her own rebound. And going to get it back out on top to Bigsby. Three-pointer. Top of the key. No good. Rebound. Fought for and won by Saunders. Now Walker gets it in the lane and back up and in. Madison Walker. You better believe it. It's 4-0. The Madisons over Warrenton. They break the press this time with ease. O'Brien has it over to Simonson. Now on top to Annette. Takes a long two-pointer. Rim it off, no good. Rebound coming down to Madison Bigsby. And here comes the enforcer. Long full court pass down. Alex Walker rolls around and it works every time. Nobody can stop that play, and Warrenton surely is not going to do that. And that's a timeout early on as Cole Janich is beside himself, and he needs to take a full timeout. 6:23 to go. Banks 6, Warrenton nothing. Back after this, you're listening to Banks Braves basketball presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Same great smile, same great service, but a brand new location and a great new team. Sarah Hesselman Group is still proud to support Banks High School athletics, but has now joined the Premier Property Group real estate team with new offices located in Bethany. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, contact the Sarah Hesselman Group, Sarah at sarahhesselman.com, or call 503-313-0748.
First timer, and the teams break their huddle. 6:23 into the game. Lady Braves up 6-0. Warrenton will inbound the ball full court. It's not like college hoops where you call a timeout, you can advance the ball to half court. That might be coming someday in high school. Here we go. It's tipped from behind by Saunders, but tipped it right to Annette. And Warrenton sets up their offense. Ball stolen away by Tyler Rose. And here come the Braves 2-on-1 to Saunders on the break and throws it up, no good. Rebound coming down to Tyler Rose, and she is bumped on the way up, and she's going to get free throws with 6:05 to go.
Almost got ran over by Walker, too, trying to come down for the rebound just as the foul was called.
Yeah, kind of backpedaled a little bit. Tyler Rose, 5'3" senior. Takes a couple of dribbles. Release, rotation. Rim it off, no good. First free throw miss for the Braves here tonight. First free throw attempt. She'll get one more. Wearing the black knee pads. Release, rotation, off the front of the iron. Rebound, Madison Walker. Another opportunity for the Braves. To Bigsby. Going to go inside, now pulls back. Needs some help and throws it up, and running it down up top now is Haley Evans. Get it over to Rose. Inside to Saunders, and she lost it. Never could find the handle. Kind of threw it behind Saunders, and she was expecting it in front of her, and so it goes out of bounds, and that's a turnover for the Braves. And here comes, it just gives them a chance to set up the full court press. Kind of a 2-3 zone press look for the Lady Braves. And O'Brien tried to get it across, got in the corner, but she did get it to Annett. Cross court now to Simonson. Inside it goes to Duncan. Ball is rejected from behind by Saunders, and turnover to the Braves. Here comes Haley Evans looking ahead, running the floor, goes in the lane. Now over to Bigsby, three-pointer, left corner. No good. Rebound goes out of bounds to Warrenton. 5:26 to go in the opening period. Banks 6, Warrenton 0. Banks 21-1, Warrenton 7-17. They still have the ball in backcourt against that 2-3 zone press for the Lady Braves. It's a very tough press. Close to 10 second, and it's turnover. It's stolen away by Bigsby. Gets it to Saunders. Lay it up off glass and in. Alex Saunders, you better believe it. 4 points for Alex, and it's 8-zip. 5:08 to go in the opening quarter. Banks, their last game out here on the home floor, they did shut out Neocani in the first half, 16-zip. They could do it again tonight. Again, Warrenton cannot get the ball out of the backcourt, stolen away by Saunders. Off to Madison Bigsby, hands it off to Haley Evans, right wing. Haley looking inside, dribbles in. Now cross-court pass to Madison Bigsby, almost lost it. Good job to run it down. Cross-court back to Evans, right wing three, looks good. Rim off, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds by Duncan and controlled by Haley Evans. Didn't quite go out of bounds. Madison Walker takes the three, no good. Rebound ripped down by Simonson, Riley Simonson. Here comes Warrenton in those road purple, very sharp-looking uniforms. White numerals. Ball goes inside and stolen right away by Tyler Rose. It's like taking candy from a baby. Ahead to Alex Saunders. Lay it up and in. Alex Saunders with 6 points. A quick 6 here with 4:20 to go, and it's 10-zip. Ball knocked out of bounds again by those quick hands of Alex Saunders. And Warrenton just has no answer for that press. Substitution in for Warrenton is Natalie Pike. She will inbound the ball, kind of inbounded it to herself off of the tip. Now the ball goes to the other side. O'Brien has it left wing, almost lost the ball. Madison Bigsby almost sold it away and gets it, and then traveling's going to be called. You could have called a number of things. Put a couple of slips in a hat, Trevor, and then pick one out.
Travel, foul, out of bounds.
Lady Braves have it back the other way. Haley walked it up. Madison Bigsby has it right wing. Cross-court pass to Haley Evans. Thought about the three. Now going to drive inside. Now pulls up against the defense. Gets it to Tyler Rose. Left wing. Off to Haley Evans. Dribbles up now inside to Madison Bigsby. Fouled for a second. Now gets it off to Walker, and she loses it. Gets it back. Gets it on top to Evans. Going to drive inside. Throws it up. No good. Rebound coming down. It went right through the hands of a defender, and the Braves get it, and Alex Saunders scores underneath. That was just kind of chicken salad, cleaned up the mess, did Alex Saunders, and it's 12-zip Lady Braves with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. Warrenton throws the ball in the front court, and that's going to be a turnover. Well, I guess they haven't been able to break the press, so they just thought, all right, we'll just throw the ball in there and see if we can break it that way, but it goes out of bounds to the Lady Braves, so it's another turnover for the Warriors. Substitutions in the game now for Banks. Jocelyn Janicek checking in, as well as McKenna King. 5'10" sophomore post. Janicek has it right to our left. Cross court to Evans, inside for Saunders, goes up and in. Alex Saunders scores. She's got 10 points already here, 10 of the 14 points for the Lady Braves. Alex has scored over 20 at one point this season, 26. I think that might be her season high. She's on pace to get a season high here. Double team pressure, ball loose on the floor. Jocelyn Janicek tying it up with Pike, and the ball, here comes Alex Saunders, lays it up and in, score it. 12 points for Alex Saunders here in the first quarter, and it's 16-zip Lady Braves. Here's another steal in backcourt by Madison Bigsby. Throws it up and in. Madison Bigsby breaks it up, her 4th point, 18-0, and we're going to get another timeout called by Cole Janish, as he just cannot figure out this press. He is beside himself, and I think that is a 30-second timeout, so we'll just leave it right here. 2:26 to go. Lady Braves, 18 points in the quarter, and they are definitely, this is not a trap game at all. They are definitely coming out taking this game serious.
Yeah, I saw one of the starters or one of the players on the court for Warrenton come to the bench and look at his coach, and could almost read the words from her lips. I don't know what to do against this Banks press. They're just totally way overmatched. And Banks, I think, playing like they're getting ready to warm up for Corbett.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you're a Warrenton fan, you might as well just go ahead and go about your business on this Thursday night, because this game is well in hand, and there is no chance for Warrenton to win this game. Not a chance. But you still got to play it out. But they're just it's just a chance for them to play against a great team and try and do something. But they've got no chance to win this game.
Much different start than the game Tuesday night.
Yeah, definitely a lot better. It's a great chance for Banks to play some JV players who also do a very good job. O'Brien has it for Warrenton in the front court, guarded against Haley Evans. Now she pulled up the ball, finally got it off inside. Over to Annett, left wing. Ball was rejected by Jordan Maller. And she gets it back to the right side to O'Brien. Tries to go inside, and there's a double team pressure again. Got it back on top for Warrenton to Annett for three, and canned it. That's the first points here tonight. Jamie Annett with 1:45 to go. It's 18-3, so they won't be shut out in the first quarter. Still down by 15. Haley Evans going to drive inside. Had a crease for a second. Closed quickly off to Maller. Over in the corner to Jocelyn Janicek. Long two, and put it up and in. It's just inside the three-point line, but it still goes down the same. 2 points for Jocelyn Janicek. And the Lady Braves with 20 points here in the opening quarter. Lead at 20-3. Up by 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Smith has it. Holds the ball high. Gets it inside to Annett. In the lane. Throws it off the window. No good. Rebound picked up by Janicek. And here comes Haley Evans on the fly. Stops there at the left wing. On top to Jordan Maller. Jordan goes inside for, that was a bad pass. Tried to go inside to McKenna King. Tried to thread the needle in between 2 defenders, Trevor. And that ball was tipped out of bounds by a Warrenton defender. So the Lady Braves will put the ball underneath their own basket. Back in play. Jocelyn Janicek will do so. The junior, who'll be back next season, likely to be the point guard. Tries to get it inside to Bigsby, and it's a turnover. Great defense that time by Warrenton with under a minute to go. Banks up 20-3. Really focused in this game. There's a turnover in backcourt. Jordan Maller was fighting to get the ball, fighting with number 10, Zamora, Melanie Zamora.
And last possession down for Banks on the inbound. Ball went right in the face of number 2, Gracie Duncan. Almost thought she had a bloody nose, but it looked like she was crying last time down for Warrenton.
Jordan Maller gets the ball in play. Janicek right back to Maller inside. She's double teamed and tied up. Great job by number 24, Lucy Smith, to tie her up inside, and that's going to be an alternating possession. Again, we don't call jump balls in high school because there is no jump balls. No such thing. It's a held ball and an alternating possession. We go back the other way to Annett on the right wing for Warrenton. Now terminates her dribble, and she's pressure guarded, and she turns the ball over. Back the other way, it's loose to the other way, goes out of bounds off of Warrenton. Last touched it with 22.7 seconds to go. So Banks will put the ball back in play. Let's see if they work for the last shot. Up 20-3. Jordan Maller will inbound, looking for somebody to get it to. Directs traffic, now goes up high to Jocelyn Janicek. That's a dangerous pass. It was coming right in there was Melanie Zamora, but the ball does go off of Jocelyn Janicek, so they won't play for last second. Shot, here comes Warrenton the other way with Annett. Now terminates her dribble. Off to Smith, and the ball is turnover again in backcourt, and the Braves turn it right, give it right back. Jordan Maller kind of slipped and then lost the ball. Here's almost a half-court shot. Step over the half-court shot by O'Brien, and nope, sorry, your name isn't Dame Lillard. You're not going to make that.
She could have taken a couple extra dribbles. She took that shot with like 2 or 3 seconds still on the clock. She could have got a little closer.
Did you see that half-court shot the other night by Dame Lillard? It was just a shot. He just pulled up. It wasn't even a heave. He just pulled up, just stepped back and put it in.
That was the Milwaukee game, right?
Yeah, 8 minutes here in the at the end of the first quarter. It's Banks 20 and Warrenton 3. Will be back after this from LaHaye.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsboro. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
Almost ready for the second quarter action here on senior night. It's the number 1 Banks Lady Braves who got out to an 18-0 lead in this one. Another big 18-0 run again, Trevor.
Yeah, just like the midway point of the first quarter Tuesday night, didn't quite start out with the same kind of start at Yamhill Carlton on the road, but great second half of the first quarter and second quarter on the road on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's always been these big runs for Banks. I mean, whether they kind of start kind of slow or, at some point or start with a big run, it's a big run that usually separates, and then they just coast from there, and then they go on another big run. Banks gets the ball to start the second quarter. They get it inside to Madison Walker, who had it all alone. It spins off the rim, no good. Rebound ripped down by Emma Smith. And here comes Warrenton. Back the other way, they get it across the timer. Annett running the show for them. Stops inside the lane. Ooh, basket didn't want it. Rebound by Smith, and she put it back up and in. Emma Smith with 2 points. And this time it's Warrenton that starts the scoring in the quarter. It's still down by 15, 20-5. Evans off to Bigsby, right wing. On top to Madison Walker. Goes down the corner for Alex Saunders. Back to Walker, right wing. Going to drive inside towards the baseline. Lost the ball, and it's tipped out of bounds, says the official. So Banks will put the ball back in play with 7:17 to go in the second quarter, up 20-5. Haley Evans looking for someone to get the ball into underneath her own basket. She goes to the wing to Bigsby. Shot fake. Back to Evans. Inside for Madison Walker. Ball tipped from behind. Good job by Smith that time to tip it from behind. And Simonson has it back the other way on the left wing. Now terminates her dribble. Goes inside for Duncan, and she lost it out of bounds. It was just too wide for Gracie Duncan to handle, and she just couldn't come up to the ball. That's not her fault. That's a pass that was thrown a little off to the side and unable for her to handle it. Haley Evans has it back the other way. Bigsby, right wing, holds the ball high. Cross-court pass to Tyler Rose. Left wing off to Haley Evans. Holds the ball high. Now puts the ball on the floor. Now to Bigsby. Madison Bigsby working against a 2-3 zone for Warrenton. Gets it off to Haley Evans. Cross-court to Madison Walker. Steps inside in the lane. Pulls up a little 12-footer and hits it. That's a 6-point. The 4th point for Madison Walker. 8 points for the Madisons. And it's 22-5. Back the other way come Pike. Natalie Pike going to drive inside. Dumps the ball for Smith. And she goes up. She is fouled. She's going to get 2 free throws as she missed the little shot in the lane. First foul of the night, or second foul of the night called against the Braves. First of the quarter. And that goes against Madison Walker, her first. 2 team fouls on the Braves, 3 on Warrenton. Emma Smith at the line. Her first free throw is off the back of the iron, and Caroms hard right back to her. Emma Smith with 2 points.
It's been a very clean first half, too. Only a total of 5 fouls.
Second free throw on the way, and it's short off the front of the iron. Rebound almost ran down by Warrenton, but it comes into the hands of the Braves. Tyler Rose got the ball for a second on the left wing, but it was too hot for her to handle and lost it out of bounds. So Warrenton 0 for 2 from the free throw line tonight, as is the Lady Braves. 0 for 2. Warrenton has the ball, coming up on 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Get it on top to Gracie Duncan. Down low now against Madison Walker. That's a bad idea. Try to go outside and stolen away by Madison Bigsby. She runs the ball down loose in backcourt. Nice shot fake. Gets the defender in
Incredible.
the air and puts it off the glass. Great move by Madison Bigsby. That's why you use the shot fake. 6 points for Madison. The lead back up to 19. And here's the ball tipped out of bounds as Annett tried to get it to her opponent, and I think that was Haley Evans that put the ball up in the air, knocked it out of bounds. So Annett will put the ball in play just to the left of the Banks bench. Gets it into O'Brien, working against Rose. Now picked up by Evans. Inside the ball goes down to Lucy Smith, and she puts it up off glass and scores it. Lucy Smith, her first 2. 7 points now. It's back to that football score, Trevor, 24-7. Ball goes out of bounds off of Banks is what they're saying. Or no, off of Warrenton. Banks will retain possession. 5:23 to go in the first half. Banks up 24-7. Haley Evans to inbound it. Into Madison Walker, out high. Goes over to Tyler Rose, left side. Shovel it over to Madison Bigsby. Now she's going to drive back up towards the top of the key, almost traveled. Up to Alex Saunders, goes inside, splits the defense, tries to go up to get the foul, but missed it. Here comes Warrenton. Off to O'Brien, has it back the other way. To the right wing, to Annett. She lost the ball. Haley Evans steals it on the floor, needs some help. And Madison Walker gets in there. We're going to get a held ball possession, and that is going to go to Warrenton, yes. First alternating possession since the start of the quarter. So right call there. With under 5 minutes to go before halftime. Banks leading at 24-7. It's been 4-4 here in the second quarter so far. Annett has it right wing, picked up by Haley Evans. Now going to dribble up top. Dribbles right into Madison Walker's screen. And here we come the other way, and there's a ball stolen away by Duncan, and we've got it. Yeah, she traveled. She stole the ball, then she kind of picked up the ball and shuffled her feet.
She lost her momentum.
Travel. Yeah, that was an easy call to make. Haley Evans to inbound the ball for Banks. Gets it in high to Madison Walker. Right place, right where he needed to be. Beautiful execution, and Madison Walker throws it up. It's 26-7, back to a 19-point lead. 4.5 minutes to go before halftime. 26-7. O'Brien, right wing, working against Tyler Rose. Tyler will not let her get free. Ball tipped in the air by Walker, and O'Brien gets it back, and we got a foul called. Looks like that's going to be against, they say, 21. That's, well, 21 just checked in. That's McKenna King. Yeah, I think he got confused with the number because McKenna King is 21, and she just checked in. So he's talking
Tyler
with the
Rose,
official score. Yeah, he put up a 1 and a 2. It's like it's either 12 or 21. Banks doesn't have a 12. Here we go, inside to Lucy Smith, off glass, kissed it off the glass, points in the paint. Are huge, and it's 26-9, but it's still a 17-point game. Haley Evans has it back the other way, off to Jordan Maller right side, way out high right side, gets it over to McKenna King. McKenna going to drive towards the middle. Now goes, nice pass inside to Jordan Maller. Throws it up. Won't go, but she was fouled on her way up. And Jordan Maller will go to the charity stripe. With 3:55 to go, chance to push the lead back to 19 points again. Jordan Maller, the sophomore. It'll be her and Jocelyn Janicek to run the team next year. First free throw for Jordan is no good. Jordan Maller, the sister of Sydney Maller. Knee problems run in that family. That's the only bad thing there. Second free throw also not good, and Braves over 4 tonight. And a rebound coming down to the Braves, and we got a held ball again. Banks going to get it back on the alternating possession. Under 4 minutes to go, left in the second quarter. Banks comfortably in front, 26-9. Haley looking for something to get it into, gets it in high to Janicek. To McKenna King, takes a long backdoor shot pass is what that was attempted to be, not a shot, but it's turnover to Warrenton. Back the other way, Annett has it, right side, inside to Lucy Smith, back out to O'Brien, right wing, guarded by Jocelyn Janicek. Janicek staying right with her, not letting her out of her sight, and here's a near steal by Alex Saunders. Good hustle by Alex to jump the passing lane, but she knocked it out of bounds. And so Warrenton will get it. They'll put the ball in play directly across from us, across from the scorer's table, right in front of the Banks Reuter section. Warrenton will bring it across, and Brian does so. Picked up by Janicek. Oh, she traveled, no call. Stolen away by Haley Evans. Controls it, going all the way to the rack. Lay it up and in. Haley Evans, the enforcer, scores. And it's 28-9. Back to a 19-point cushion. That 18-0 cushion in the first quarter has put the Braves at ease. They can just coast to victory here against a team from the coast. O'Brien pulls up. Little 18-footer goes behind the backboard and out of bounds. Misses everything. That was an ugly shot. That's the kind of shot that former Oregon Ducks women's coach Bev Smith would call it's chicken salad if it goes in, and it's chicken something else if you miss it. And that would be the latter. but I'm not going to say, Trevor. You don't have to worry about that. You're not going to lose your license. Here we go back the other. Brooklyn Robinson in for Banks. Jordan Maller has it left wing. Off to McKenna King. Back to Jordan. Jordan over to Emily Graham, the freshman now in. Emily dribbling between the circles. Off to McKenna King. Just going to kind of work the ball around on the outside perimeter, working for a good cut. And here's a pass down low for Jordan Maller from Jocelyn Janicek. It goes out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Chance for the next year's team, Trevor, to get some good, valuable minutes in here and get some good varsity minutes and run the offense against varsity starters. Jocelyn Janicek picks up O'Brien. Right side. She traveled, got away with it, but turned the ball over she threw it right to Emily Graham. And here comes the Lady Braves. Jordan Maller running the offense right now. Yeah, I think next year it's going to either be Jordan Maller or Janicek running it, kind of interchangeable. At the guard, Janicek has it now off to Graham inside for McKenna
Nice
King.
pass.
Nice pass to Jordan Maller, cut into the basket, and Jordan Maller scores. It's 30-9 now. Lead to 21. Ball almost stolen away by Emily Graham, but Annett controls it, gets it in low for Smith, Emma Smith. She throws it up off the window and scores it. Emma Smith with 4 points tonight for Warrenton. 90 seconds to go before halftime. It's 30-11. Jocelyn Janicek, left wing, now going to dribble up top. Gets it off for Emily Graham. Has it between the circles. Off to Jordan Maller, right wing. Jordan in the corner to Janicek. Nice wraparound pass. Now goes up to Emily Graham. Takes a 19-footer. It's no good. Rebound coming down. Ripped away by the Braves. Braves have it inside, and she needs help. And that's McKenna King, or Brooklyn Robinson. Got it in no man's land in between two defenders and traveled the basketball. 71 seconds to go before halftime. It's 30-11 Banks. Warrenton with the basketball. Alternating possession arrow favors them right now. And Smith has it up top, guarded by Robinson. She goes down low to her teammate in the corner. That is Zamora. And we've got a whistle on the court. It's going to be Warrenton basketball. Inbounding it is Zamora. Looking for somebody to get it into. Finds Annett. Gets it to her teammates. Duncan. That's Pike. Goes inside to Smith. Now back out to Zamora. Over the left wing now. Ball stolen away for a second by Maller, but Warrenton gets it back. Now it's loose again. Now double team pressure, and they get it over to Pike, right side. Yeah, this is where next year you're going to have to go a little bit quicker to get into your offense, because that 24-second shot clock, or it might be 30-second shot clock, but nonetheless, you're going to have a shot clock, so it's going to make things a little bit more challenging for coaches and players. You're going to actually have to do something with it. Can't sit on it. Annett has it up top to Pike. Going to drive right side, picked up by Malis Crowell, who's in the game. Now off to Annett, pulls up a free throw line jumper, missed everything, air ball. Here's Malis Crowell with the ball, 17 seconds. Got a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Malis is going to pull it back out to Jordan Maller, 11 seconds. Maller inside, back to Crowell, inside for McKenna King, down low, kick it over to Brooklyn Robinson, who scores. With 3 seconds to go, Brooklyn Robinson with her first 2 points of the night, and that is how the half wraps up, as Warrenton just can't get the ball advanced with just 2 seconds. And it's halftime here at Banks High School. Our score, it is the Banks Lady Braves 32 and the Warrenton Warriors 11. Glad to have you along on this Thursday night. Banks Braves basketball presented by Jason Bond Remodeling. We'll be back after this from Banks Post.
Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post.
Do you or someone you know own a business? As a local business ourselves, we know how important daily operations are, which is why we offer small dollar business loans for equipment, building upgrades, machinery, and more. The credit union even provides employee benefits for business members. Learn more at wanafcu.org or ask to speak with a commercial team member today. Again, to learn more, visit wanafcu.org.
Halftime here at Banks High School. We got under 9 minutes to go here up on the clock, but enough time for us to talk about that game. We were just talking about between the break, second quarter, the Lady Braves outscoring the Warriors 12-8. And Trevor, that second quarter was basically Banks JV versus Warrenton's varsity.
Yeah, Warrenton did do a little bit better job scoring in that second quarter with the size of the Smith sisters inside, but really nobody else able to do much offensively for Warrenton outside of Emma and Lucy Smith. Emma, the junior, Lucy, the freshman. They're going to be pretty good next year with those two coming back. But if Warrenton's going to stay in this game or get back in it, they've got to cut down the turnovers and find other people that can score the basketball and not just try to lead all the load on the Smith sisters.
7 players have scored in this game for the Banks Braves, really spreading the wealth. Alex Saunders leading the way with a game-high 12 points tonight. And this time I don't believe she had any fouls at all in the first half. So doing that very cleanly, just basically that it's that run-out play that they like to do, kind of keeping. Well, Alex plays really the lead of the defense up there up top, and so she's the first one down the floor. A lot of times earlier this season, and there were actually a couple times this season where it did seem like Alex was kind of cherry picking, but really it's just that Alex is that fast, Trevor, that she's able to, because she plays on the high post defense out there, so she's the first one that gets down the court, and she can usually beat the defense on the court because she's so fast. And so it's a great job by Haley, the distributor, to be able to find to use that transition game. And when Banks is able to get that going, they're really unstoppable. And I think that's really one of the reasons why they lost against Corbett, because Corbett actually, there's really only one other team in this league that can really catch up to that and stop that, and that's the Corbett Cardinals. Very athletic and very quick. And also the other thing too is Corbett is it doesn't matter who's on the court for Corbett. Anybody can jack up a three and swish it. They're loaded with threes. And of course, well, when two of the players are the coach's daughter, who the coach, of course, the Schimmel sisters, and coached by their dad, who was on the only Corbett team to win a state championship. And then of course, oh yeah, by the way, your grandpa is Larry Steele, because your mom is his daughter. Larry Steele, of course, if you're not familiar, is a longtime one of the original members of the Portland Trailblazers. My memory remembers, but yeah, when your grandpa is Larry Steele, and he has an open invitation to practice, it really helps to get that basketball wisdom. And that's great. That's awesome. I mean, how fortunate that would be. We'd all love to have something like that, right, Trevor?
Yeah, and going back to your discussion about Alex Saunders, she's listed as a post, but she can play either as a guard or a post, and that's what makes her so good defensively. Is once she's able to knock the pass away from a defender, she's able to use her size and hold defenders off when they're trying to get the ball back, and then she's able to create space and drive to the basket. Yeah,
one of the two 5'11" players for the Banks Lady Braves, the other being Madison Walker. And then, of course, McKenna King is at 5'10" as a sophomore. And, you like to think, well, let's see, McKenna's 5'10" as a sophomore. Is she done growing, or does she got another growth spurt? It's possible she could. I mean, boy, could you imagine if she had another little growth spurt and got up to maybe 6 feet tall for Banks by the time her junior or senior year? I mean, could really help them down low. But still, even as 5'10", don't take it. Even if she didn't grow, 5'10", that's a great size and a great weapon. And McKenna is going to be a good player. We've already seen some spots of it this season, and a little bit of action she's gotten in. She's gotten more action this season in the game than she did last year. But future is definitely bright for this Braves team, and I believe the JV team is still unbeaten at this point. So there's a lot of talent coming back. It's just like a little pipeline here at Banks High
And
School.
JV will finish undefeated because that was their last game of the regular season.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see. Normally with high school, once you get into playoffs, your rosters can expand a little bit, and you can allow some JV players to fill out the bench. So we'll see if they do get any JV players onto the varsity to play. I think there is actually a couple swing players already that play over there. I know that Jordan Maller, I think, played some on the JV this year, but there is there's a shout out on those swing players because there's a minutes restriction. You can only, I haven't seen it in a while, but back a few years ago, it was like 8 quarters a week that you could only play. So you really, and that's a shout out to the coaches to manage that. And oh my gosh, Trevor, look what we got up here. The Banks boys team is out here warming up here at halftime, and they got a little congestion in the net. There was like 3 basketballs in the net at the same time. It's kind of like that wedgie that you had the other night at Yamhill Carleton, the boys game. The ball got stuck in between the rim and the backboard. It's called a wedgie. But anyways, halftime here at Banks High School. And we're going to take another break. And we'll do a little business with you. It's 3 minutes before the second half. It's 32-11 our score. The Banks Lady Braves leading comfortably over the Warrenton Warriors. This is Banks Lady Braves basketball presented by Jason Bond Remodeling. We'll be back after this from Main Street Pizza.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
Scoggins Creek Coffee is proud to offer delicious hot drinks and delectable breakfast items too. Visit their 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carleton. Open 7 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays until 5 and Sundays until 3. Make sure to ask about their weekly specials and visit their Facebook page. Scoggins Creek Coffee, 503-985-3483.
Halftime here at Banks High School. Our score as the Warrenton Warriors are back out on the court warming up, getting ready for the second half. They only put up 11 points against the Banks Lady Braves here in the first half, but you can forgive them because not too many teams put up. That's about what most teams put up in the one half against the Lady Braves this season. Lady Braves they're very much a defensive team. In fact, actually, I didn't mention this in the pregame show, but now the Lady Braves now have scored over 1,200 points for the season, and but that is not the most points scored in the league. That's actually their second in scoring. Corbett is the high scoring team, but the Banks Lady Braves give up the fewest points of any team in the Coastal Range League. It's that stingy defense.
Yeah, normally we try to get you some other scores from around the state, but no finals to report yet in either boys or girls basketball. Hopefully boys pregame will have some finals from girls games start to straggle in. Back to Jonathan for the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, then the other games in the Coastal Range League girls tonight, and the final night of the regular season. Riverdale, number 9 in the state, is hosting Yamhill Carleton, and Neocani over in Rockaway Beach, they are hosting Rainier, who is right now 5th in the league and will likely be playing Banks Monday night in a league playoff game. Warrenton will get the ball. They're gonna flip sides. They're gonna go right to left as you view things on the screen there, and they will get the ball first. As running it is O'Brien Off in the corner now it goes to Annett. She pulls up a three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound coming down to Emma Smith. And she puts it up and in. Emma Smith, the Smiths with 8 points to lead Warrenton in the first half. And that is the 6 points for Emma Smith. Braves have back the other way, going left to right. Long cross-court pass to Tyler Rose. Beautiful pass inside to Madison Walker. She kept the ball up high and went to the basket. And I'll tell you what, when you're a post player and you get the ball and you keep it up high like that, this is why you keep the ball up high, young people. You keep the ball up high and you go to the basket. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get exactly what Madison got, a foul called against you and 2 free throws.
And Madison Walker, if she was making her layups, and she's kind of improved on her free throws, but still missing a lot of layups. If she made about half the layups she's missed, she would easily be Player of the Year.
Yeah, that'd be a three-point play right there for sure if that would have went down. But at that time it was kind of, she got a hand in her face and she was kind of off the shot, kind of a little bit of an awkward stance. But hey, at least I credit her for keeping the hands up, because if you bring the ball down, 2 things are going to happen. Either you're going to turn it over or you're going to get the ball stolen away. Bad things happen when you bring the ball down. That's my pet peeve. Back the other way as Madison sinks both free throws. It's 34-13. Rebound pulled down by Haley Evans, and here come the Lady Braves back the other way. Madison Bigsby inside, passes inside to Saunders. It was too low, lost it, turnover to Warrenton. And here come the Warriors. Warrenton Warriors, very young team they are. Ball goes inside to Annett. Now over to Lucy Smith, no good off the front of the iron. Rebound ran down by Tyler Rose, out of bounds, off of, well, I saw Tyler touch it out of bounds, but it went off of Lucy Smith.
It's going back to Banks.
But that's what I'm saying, is the last person I saw was Tyler Rose, but she touched it out of bounds. So it does go off of Warrenton. Under 7 minutes now in the third quarter. Braves lead it 34-13. Both teams have scored 2 points here in the quarter. Braves still looking for their first field goal, though. Madison Walker has it way out high left side. Now working around the defense, gets it on top to Tyler Rose. It's that 5 seniors in the lineup for the Lady Braves. Haley Evans goes inside, pulls up from the elbow, rip it off, no good. Rebound ripped down by Simonson, Riley Simonson. Gives it off to O'Brien, coming back the other way, working against Alex Saunders. Saunders tips it, steals it. Here we go, 2-on-1. Saunders has Tyler Rose to her left. Now she's going to back it out. Good idea to Haley Evans. Right corner 3, in the bucket. It's good. Haley Evans, ring it up. 5 points for Haley. It's 37-13. Lady Braves comfortably in front. Their largest lead of the night, 24. Ball trying to go in the corner for Duncan. Gracie Duncan, she lost it out of bounds. Turnover back to the Braves. Haley Evans is going to inbound it, but she needs someone to throw it to, so she motions for Madison to come back. Does, and she gives it right back to Haley. Yeah, I can't really make that long court of a pass on an inbounds. I mean, I guess you could, but it's going to get stolen away. Tyler Rose, cross-court pass to Haley Evans. Right wing 3, looks good. Rebound and dropped in. Connection made, 2 in a row for Haley Evans. It's 40-13. The long-distance calling card works here in Banks tonight. 5:28 to go. Back the other way. Ball to Zamora. High. Ball stolen away for a second by Tyler Rose. Knocks it out of bounds. Riley Simonson will put the ball back in play for Warrenton with 5:20 to go in the third quarter. A 27-point lead for Banks. They get it into Annett. Now off to number 10 is tipped in the air and controlled by Madison Walker, and she will hand it off to Haley Evans. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Haley calls out the play up top. Gets it inside to, nice give and go. Got it to Tyler Rose and give it right back to Alex Saunders. Saunders with 14 points in the game. 12 of those in the first half. Deja vu. Here's a steal by Alex Saunders. Going to go all the way, coast to coast, off glass and in. Make it 14 points for Alex Saunders. 16 points for Alex Saunders. And it's 44-13, lead up to 31.
14-2 run third
Smith
quarter.
Has it. Ball swatted out of bounds. Tried to go over the corner. Looked like it was swatted out of bounds by Tyler Rose, but the officials are going to give the ball to Banks. So evidently it went off of Simonson, who just came out for Warrenton. Haley Evans gets it across the Arrowhead logo. Center court and now goes inside to Madison Walker. Drives with a head of steam all the way to the basket and scores. And Madison Walker has 4 points here in the quarter, 10 points in the game. 2 double-figure scores now for the Lady Braves. Madison Walker and Alex Saunders. Here's a steal by Tyler Rose, and the ball is stolen behind her, but she runs it down. Great hustle to Alex Saunders. Rim it off, no good. Rebound to Smith, Lucy Smith. So Warrenton get another chance. O'Brien will bring it up. That's London O'Brien. Now it goes back to Zamora. Ball loose on the court. Great hustle by Haley Evans, who knocked the ball loose, and it goes out of bounds off of her.
Banks had a 30-11 lead late in the first half. It's on a 16-2 run since that point.
Warrenton will put the ball back in play. It's Melanie Zamora that'll do so. Gets it into Emma Smith. Off to O'Brien. London O'Brien. Over to Annett for a 3 and drops it right through. Nothing but net for Jamie Annett. Where was that been? She hit that in the first quarter to put Warrenton on the board and hits it again. They need more of that. 46-16. Off to Jordan Maller. Right side to Jocelyn Janicek in the corner. Double teamed when she touched the ball. Now gets off to Maller. Over to Haley Evans. Left wing 3. Off the front of the iron. And rebound. Got to Karen by Jordan Maller. Off to Haley Evans. Got away at the travel. Madison Bigsby has it inside. Or McKenna King, beg your pardon. Hits the shot just inside the free throw line. And McKenna King hits the scorebook for the first time. It's now 8 different Banks players that have scored. 48-16. Ball up high to Emma Smith. Off to Annett. Basket didn't want it. Rebound ripped down. Tie up. Haley Evans was in there, and alternating possession arrow stays with Banks. 2:44 to go in the third quarter. Banks ball. Alternating possession arrow is now going to favor Warrenton. Something will favor Warrenton as they're down by 32, 48-16. They've only scored 5 points here in the third quarter. Jade Janicek checks in the lineup now, another freshman for the Braves. And ball goes inside to McKenna King, and she is mugged inside. Absolutely New York mugging. Foul is going to be charged to Simonson, Riley Simonson. Check that. Beg your pardon. It's Emma Smith, her first foul. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Emma Smith. And here comes Warrenton in the backcourt. Just a little token pressure by Jordan Maller. They get it across to Annett. Jamie Annett. They're going to go over to Pike. Kick it out to O'Brien for a 3. No good. Rebound to Duncan. Gets it out high. Ball's loose on the court. Picked up by O'Brien. Going to go to the right side now. Guarded by Jade Janicek. Inside for Duncan. It's no good. And the rebound coming down the Braves. It was McKenna King that got the board and got the outlet to Jade Janicek. She gets it to Jordan Maller, left side. In the corner to Jocelyn Janicek. Tries to go inside for McKenna King, but a great job by Emma Smith to recognize the pass and knock it out of bounds. That's the one thing the Braves really got to do a better job with, Trevor, is telegraphing passes, not doing that. Janicek, left wing 3, left corner 3 is good. And that's 9 different players, 9 different players now that have scored for, that's 8. Yeah, that's the first field goal since the first quarter for Jocelyn. 5 points. It's 51-16 in the third quarter. Ball left wing 3 for O'Brien is right through. That is the third straight triple for a Warrenton Warrior. This time it's by O'Brien. It's 51-19. Janicek going to try the other corner. Basket didn't want it. We got a foul called underneath. It's going to go the other way, so it's a loose ball foul. Foul's charged to Brooklyn Robbins. Well, he put 2-0, and then he put 5 up there. Yeah, it's Brooklyn Robinson. That's what I thought. It's the second foul on Brooklyn Robinson. First team of this quarter for Banks. 8 points now in the quarter for Warrenton, looking to get to double digits for the first time tonight in a quarter. Ball's loose now. Get it up top to Duncan. Over to Pike. Guarded by Jade Janicek. Off to O'Brien. Riley's going to drive inside, throw it up. It's partially blocked by Emily Graham. Ball's loose again, and Warrenton comes down with it. Pike has it right side. Going to drive in against Janicek. Now stops, terminates her dribble, gets it off to O'Brien, right side. Over to Annett. Jamie Annett going to go right side, off to Pike, right wing. Every time she stops with the ball, Jade Janicek's all over her. Three-pointer attempt by O'Brien is no good. Rebound to Malis Crowd. And here comes the Braves. Off to Emily Graham now. Left side, picked up by Annett. Cross court to Jade Janicek. Swing it over to Crowd. Back to Janicek. Right wing, now she's going to dribble to the left. Give it to Graham. Over to Robinson inside. It's stolen away by Lucy Smith. Too many passes that time, and that's the end of the third quarter. Braves needed to put a shot, although actually I have an idea that they were the plan was to just throw the ball around because they didn't need to shoot because they're up by 32. So that's our score at the end of the third quarter. It's the Banks Lady Braves 51 and the Warrenton Warriors 19. This is Banks basketball built by Jason Bodder Modeling. Back after this from Specialty Screen Printing.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
Final quarter coming up here as both teams, Banks breaks their huddle after the first horn. There's the second horn, and now Warrenton is going to break their huddle. Great job for Warrenton to kind of stick with it and find it. I mean, we kind of knew that 18-0 run by Banks in the first quarter really kind of set the tone. It's like, hey, we're not going to lose this game. This is going to be our game here. But it's a great job for Warrenton to stick with it, score 8 points in the last two quarters. But they're still down by 32. They have the ball to start the quarter. And going inside for Lucy Smith, no good, gets her own rebound. Tries to go back up, but she is fouled. I think they're going to get Madison Walker with her hand in the cookie jar. We'll get the official call. Nope, they're going to go with number 20 is what they say.
Oh, Brooklyn Robinson.
Brooklyn Robinson. No, it's Madison Bigsby. There's a shot, throw it up, no good. Saved back in bounce by Haley Evans, but right to Pike. She goes up, rejected by Madison Walker, but stays with Matt Warrenton for a second, but then Tyler Rose runs away and gets a loose ball, and here we go back the other way. It's fourth quarter. It's a 32-point lead. It's a little bit sloppy for Warrenton now. Tyler Rose, left side, pulls up a shot pass, backcourt shot pass. Almost failed, but Madison Bigsby gets it and throws it up off the window and scores. First two for Madison Bigsby here in the second half. She's got 8 points. Two more, and she'll have double figures. 53-19, Lady Braves with 6:50 to go. Pike has it, going to drive inside. Picked up immediately by Saunders. That's 5-on-5. Here we go to O'Brien, a three-pointer. Ribbon off, no good. Rebound to Duncan. Gets it over to Annett. Jamie Annett for three. It's no good. Rebound Madison Walker. Outlet to Haley Evans. 6:30 to go in the game. Lady Braves firmly in front, 63-19. Evans gets it across the Arrowhead logo, center court. Leads for Madison Walker way out high. Ball poked at. Now back to Evans. Three-pointer, left wing. Rim off, no good. Rebound tipped by Madison Walker, controlled by Lucy Smith. And here come the Warriors. Get it ahead to Annett. Ball tipped by Haley Evans. Then we got a loose foul called on
Bigsby.
Madison Bigsby. I don't know why he doesn't put up a 1, but that official goes 5-0. He doesn't put up a 1 for some odd reason. But second foul on Madison. Third team foul this half on Banks. Warrenton has it outside to Annett. Cross court to Zamora. Throws up a 19-footer. No good. Rebound Madison Walker. to the outlet. Haley Evans with 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Up by 32. 53-19. Haley Evans in between the circles. Finds a wide open Tyler Rose, and she knocks down a triple. They give her 3 on that, and Tyler Rose is in the books tonight. That's the 9th player to score. 5:13 to go, 56-19. Here's a shot. Alex Saunders got her hand in there, knocked the ball away, but got a little piece of the hand as well. So that's a foul on Alex. Only the 14th foul on the Lady Braves. Only 6 fouls called so far in the second half. Been a pretty clean game. Warrenton gets the ball into Pike, or Zamora rather. They get it back over to O'Brien. Now on the wing to Riley Simonson, and she is double teamed, and the ball ripped away by Alex Saunders, but too little too late, as they'd already called a held ball situation, but the ball goes back to Banks anyways. Running clock here with a 37-point lead for the Lady Braves. This might be their largest margin of victory this season. Tyler Rose to Haley Evans, cross court to Bigsby, wide open. Madison Walker does a head fake, puts it up. It's missed the rebound, but she saves the ball into, Haley Evans almost ran it down, and she met the head of one of her fellow seniors. That's actually Alex Saunders that is over there. She went into the head of Alex Saunders, and here's a curtain call by the seniors as they all get a round of applause here as they check out, and hugs down on the bench to our right. Perhaps maybe the next season's starting 5 is now on the court. Key players, you get Jordan Mallers out there. She's going to be a junior next year. Mayless Crowell out there. McKenna King. And Emily Graham, who'll be a sophomore. Here's a steal by Jordan Mallers. She's going to be a junior next year. She's going to go all the way to the rack, lay it up, off glass and in. Jordan Maller. That is her 4th point of the night. It's 58-19. Here comes Warrenton driving the other way. They missed the shot in the lane. Jordan Maller, the rebound. Gets it ahead to Emily Graham, the freshman. She had a wide open player, but she takes it all the way and scores. Emily Graham makes it 60-19, and that is now the 10th Brave to score in this game. With 2:45 to go, up by 41, 60-19. This is a beatdown and a half. This is what we would say back in the 80s, taking a team out behind the woodshed. I'm sure Warrenton has a few of those, because that's probably where they store their dune buggies, because they are on the coast. That's not a shot. They're on the coast. That's what you do. You go to the sand dunes. Here's a loose ball in backcourt. Mayless Crowell runs it down, lays it up, off glass, gets fouled, no call. Rebound coming down to the Braves, though. And now we got a held ball situation underneath, and that ball is going to go back to Warrenton with 2:03 to go. Clock continues to run because the lead is 41. 30-point rule here in Oregon high school basketball, in case you're catching this out of town. 4th quarter, team has a 30-point lead. It's a running clock. Now terminated ball, and Jay Jennison was all over it. Loose ball now, and saved right to Emily Graham. One-on-one situation. Emily all the way to the rack, and she is mugged. She was hacked on her way up to the rack, so Emily Graham will go to the free throw line. Emily has 2 points tonight. They came here in the 4th quarter. 9 points in the quarter for the Lady Braves, and actually the Lady Braves with 93 seconds to go are pitching a shutout. First free throw on the way for Emily. It's off the front of the iron, no good. Braves kind of back to the old habits here tonight, as they have yet to make a free throw.
I thought they had a couple makes in the first half.
Second free throw on the way. It's good. They do now. 1 out of 2 for Emily Graham. 3 points. 90 seconds to go. It's 61-19. A 42-point lead. And they've now outscored Warrenton 10-0 in the 4th quarter. Here's a steal by Mayless Crowell. Nice pass to Jade Janicek, left wing. Tries to go inside, gets it inside to her teammate. And did we get a travel or a foul? I think we got a foul as Brooklyn Robinson fell to the ground. She was pushed from behind. So Banks will inbound the basketball. I would not hurry. You've got a big lead, and it's a 1 minute to go. I would just dribble this out. No shot clock, so just dribble it out. Jade Janisic's going to pull up a 3. It's no good. Tipped around and tipped right to the Warriors. And they're going to bring it up with O'Brien, London O'Brien. Long full court pass to Simonson. Goes up, no good, rejected. Lucy Smith gets it, turns around, no good. Rebound, Karen goes out of bounds to the Braves with 34 seconds left. And that may be the last play of this quarter. Although Warrenton is going to inbound it as it's still their ball. Simonson is stolen away by Malis Crowell. Crowell makes a nice crossover move in the lane and scores. And Malis Crowell now the 11th Brave to score in this game. It's 63-19, and that should be our final right here with, as you hear the student section, counting down the clock. That goes out of bounds, and that is going to do it. Final score, the Banks Lady Braves improved to 10-0 here on their home floor. 10-0 as they conclude the regular season here. They are now 22-1 for the season. Next week we've got 2 potentially league playoff games here. It starts Monday night. They will likely host Rainier, a 2-versus-5 game. They win that game, they know they're going to host a 2-versus-3 or 4 game on Wednesday night. And then, of course, the championship game, if you will be Friday night at a neutral site. We believe it to be, I think we're hearing that in the running is at Oregon Episcopal School in Southwest Portland. Final score tonight, though, the Banks Lady Braves reign supreme tonight, winning it 63-19 over the Warrenton Warriors. We'll have our final thoughts and our Oregon Army National Guard hero of the game when we come back. This is Banks Lady Braves basketball, presented tonight by Jason Bonner Modeling, and we'll be back after this word from GorgeNet.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard, aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back to the Gems Market post-game show, post-game wrap-up show. That will be our last break, and we're going to wrap it up here. The final score tonight, it was 63-19 in Trevor. The JVs, the second unit in the fourth quarter, shutting out. Another shutout for the Banks Braves. I think that's the second shutout this year of a quarter. This time it came in the fourth quarter by the JVs of the bench players, 12-zip in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just an incredible second half defensively for the Braves, holding Warrenton to just 8 points in the second half after Warrenton scored 8 in the second quarter to blow out the Warriors 63-19. And I think we agreed on Haley Evans as our Oregon National Guard hero of the game, coming back from her, she came back in the Yamhill Carleton game, but really had a little bit more involvement tonight offensively with 8 points, and always does a great job as a distributor getting other people involved offensively.
12 players on this roster for the Banks Lady Braves. 11 of the 12 scored. The only player that did not score was Jade Janisek. She tried there in the end with a good look at a three, but also she did have a couple of steals, though. But don't take anything away. Jade Janisek had 9 points the other night at Yamhill Carlton, so it was good to see some other players score, and they were led by the game high of 16 points for Alex Saunders. I think that's 10 off of her season high. 10 points for Madison Walker, and a bevy of rebounds as well. Madison Bigsby had 8 points tonight, and then 5 points from Jocelyn Janisek. 3 points each for Emily Graham, the freshman, and Tyler Rose, the other senior, who also started tonight. And the Braves win every quarter, 20-3 in the first, 12-8 in the second, 19-8 in the third, and 12-zip in the fourth quarter, winning it 63-19 to improve to 22-1 as they wrap up regular season play, and 10-0 right here at Banks High School. And they could have 2 more games here actually in league playoffs, but for the regular season, undefeated at home, that's really awesome.
Yeah, anytime you can go 22-1, and the boys with a win tonight will also finish league play undefeated. Only 3 losses on the season. Combined varsity programs, a total of 4 losses on the season this year. I think something like 41-4 heading into the boys game tonight. That's just an incredible run through regular season, coming up into the last league game for the boys, and then one more game at Seaside on Thursday before the league title game or the seed game next Friday.
Well, only 4 players scored for the Warrenton Warriors, but Trevor, you mentioned it at halftime, the Smith sisters. We assume that they're sisters. They could be cousins. I mean, Banks has the Lightas, and they're not brothers. They're cousins. So they could be cousins, but we assume, although Smith is a pretty common name, but they look like they're pretty somewhere close. But Emma, the Smith girls, we'll just say that. The Smith girls had their way inside. 10 points tonight. Emma Smith, 6 points. She came off the bench for 6 points. Actually they both started. Emma Smith, 6 points. Lucy Smith with 4. Jamie Annett hit a couple of threes. 1 in the first, 1 in the third. 6 points for her, and a 3-pointer for London O'Brien, who also was over the court as well. So just 4 players, but that is the scoring for the Warrenton Warriors. They will end the season 1-11 in the Coastal Range League and 7-18 for this season. Trevor, any final thoughts?
No, just incredible group of seniors being recognized tonight before the start of the boys game. Just an incredible run for boys and girls varsity this season. Just 4 losses total heading into the final league game tonight for the boys, with a chance at an undefeated league run on the line. That should be no problem. Expect at least a 20-point win tonight. Should get some other seniors that don't normally play a lot of playing time in the second half. I do not expect this Warrenton game to be close. However, Keita Smith, he'll have Warrenton ready to play in the next couple years. A good coach, strong assistant with Bill Westerholm at Seaside for a long time, taking over at Warrenton this year. He'll have that program turned around in just a few seasons.
Well, it was a 44-point blowout win for the Banks Lady Braves tonight, 63-19 the final. And if you're going to join us on unless you're joining us here coming up for the boys game, if you are tuning out, I'm Jonathan Lee for my broadcast partner Trevor Beard. We hope you'll join us again Monday night. We know that much. The Braves will be right here Monday night. We don't know the time yet. Might be 7 o'clock since it's the only game. So it'll be Monday night. Stay tuned to social media. You can follow me at Jonathan Lee KXL on Twitter, or at Jonathan Lee on Facebook and Instagram as well. But active on Twitter there, so you can follow us. And then, of course, Westside'sGreatestHits.com. We'll have sports updates, and we'll let you know. That's the best place right there to go. Westside'sGreatestHits.com. The greatest hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to today. 24 hours a day with local news and information and sports. And we will have sports updates there. And we'll certainly tell you what the time of the game will be. But we do know it's Monday night, likely against Rainier. Banks, the 2 seed against the 5 seed Columbians, battling to play on Wednesday night. And hopefully it'll be right here as well. So I'm Jonathan Lee. Hope you have an amazing